Hi everyone! I see you guys are already talking. So, hello, welcome back to Weekly Korean Live class. And this is Keijin. 안녕하세요, Keijin입니다. So, how are you guys? You guys are so friendly recently. I think you made some friends on this chat, right? So, CM lady, 안녕하세요. So, you're on the vacation and you're still watching the live. Thank you so much. And I also see we that Hima, your comments were deleted. Oops. Sorry, people. Sorry, it was advertisement from this YouTube. Volume down. Ta-da! Surprise! This is a fun part of life because you see all my mistakes. And Jimin-kook, is it starting? Yes. And Hima, yes, you're back. And Leah, doing awesome, Keijin. And Santin, and Cody, and Chandri Ghosh, is it correct? Laniki, Samir Radio, Amy Rin, hi. Kpop Pen 101. Oh, this is Korean class 101 and you are Kpop Pen 101. So, do you know today's lesson? So how to learn Korean on your own, how to learn Korean alone, how to learn Korean yourself. So I have a question for you. So do you learn Korean yourself? Then please leave a comment. I want to know who study Korean without any teacher, right? Without any class, school. I just want to know. So in the meanwhile, how to learn Korean by yourself is 독학으로 한국어 공부하는 법. So, how to learn Korean by yourself, how to learn Korean on your own is 독학으로 한국어 공부하는 법 in Korean. So 독학 is a noun which means studying alone. So if you study Korean alone, if you study math alone, you say 독학. 독 means alone, 학 means study. So it literally means just studying alone. So 독학으로 means by studying alone 한국어, as you know, it means Korean. 공부하는 법. 법 means way or how to. So 공부하는 법 means how to study. So how to study Korean alone. So who's studying Korean alone? Let's see. Leah. Leah is studying Korean alone. Leah, good student. Leah, anyone else? Oh, 밀레무치. Mille, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly though. 밀레무치. 무치. Who else? 마노샤 스토리. 마노샤 스토리. Anyone else? And Kpop Pen 101. I'm not writing in English. Kpop Pen 101. And then CM lady, your name is Chris, right? Am I remembering your correctly? Chris, Princess Random, Princess Random. I'm getting so many comments now, so I can't read every single comment, but if you leave a lot, probably I'll notice you. And Halla Monsa. Halla Monsa. Me, look. Look. And I noticed Khadija joined the class every week. Khadija, love. And Nikul. Nikul. Anyone else? Anyone else? And okay. It's hard to read. Haley Anisha, right? Haley Anisha and Sam T and then Shajoe 98 Jimincook John Labasano. I want to write everyone's name, but I got some names here. Lucky people. So yes, I have a question for you. So how do you study Korean? How do you study Korean alone? These people, I'm waiting for your answer. Please share your tips with me and other students. And then we did, and Jimincook already wrote your name. And then Chandima. And then Srey, Leek, Avie, 원서안, Janak, PSR, Pao, Isun, Mar, Harna, this. All these people. So please share your tips, because I need to learn from you too. I prepared some five different ways to learn Korean alone, but I want to know how you study too. And then I'm sorry, there are so many comments and literally I cannot write everyone's name. But if you want me to write your name in Korean, you can just go to this page. You can click the link in the description. And if you leave a comment, I and Korean class 101 teachers will write your name in Korean. So yes, I have to go back to this class. I cannot write your names until this live ends. So please click the link, or if you are not able to click the link, you can just go to koreanclass101.com/Korean-name. Korean-name. If you go there, you can get your own Korean name. It will be really fun. So, okay, let's see how other people study Korean. Wesley, you can do a lot with just koreanclass101.com and some other lessons. Great. Thank you for learning Korean with koreanclass101.com. Wesley is a good student too. And then he's also a friend on Instagram too. And oh yeah, a lot of people. Oh wow, you want to Kristana R said, do you all want my Twitter or Insta or something so we can make a group chat? That's also a great way so you can practice your Korean. Wesley said the chat is moving fast like real life for twice. So I couldn't read it. But still. Okay, so oh, and Jimmy Nishimochi said, I study with buying practice Korean books. I see, so you study with books. That's also great. And Santin said, I make notes on what you teach and review. That's perfect. Because you know, I do the live class every Thursday, so you can make a note. You can make a note and review it. And we always upload this video right after this live, so you can watch 100 times if you want. And oh, Jimin Cook, I write all the Korean words and I try to practice how to pronounce it. That's right. When you just write the words and memorize it, you sometimes forget about the real pronunciation. You just read it your own way, but please listen to native pronunciation and practice yourself too. And Wesley, when you do use the Korean Class 101, make sure that you always leave a comment on the lessons. That will help with your communication skills. That's true. if you leave comments on our website, our teacher answers. So if you have any Korean questions or if you want to know about Korean culture or anything, our teacher will answer every single comment. So that's an awesome way. And Samia Radio said, oh, so you want to talk on Facebook or WhatsApp later with your other Korean student. That's great. Because I also learned Korean and Japanese, and without practicing with other people, it's hard to improve it. But we will still learn how to learn on your own today. So first, when I asked other Korean learners, how did you learn Korean, or are you learning Korean now? A lot of people said, no, I can't because because it's very difficult It's very difficult to be consistent, and it's very hard to study regularly, right? That's the excuse that I always get. A lot of people say, we just learned this word, right? 한국어 means Korean. 한국어를 공부할 시간이 없어요. A lot of people say this. I don't have time to study Korean. 한국어를 공부할 시간이 없어요. So, 시간이 없어요. 시간 means time, and 없어요 means doesn't exist, or there's no, or I don't have. So, 시간이 없어요 means I don't have time. And you say, I don't have time to do, or I don't have time to study, right? This is this part. So, 따란. To do, I don't have time to do something. There's two ways. One is this. One is yeah. So if a verb ended with just consonant, then you use this consonant. If a verb ended with vowel, then you use this. What does this mean? So let's check it out. For example, 공부하다. This is a verb meaning to study. This is a verb meaning study. Remove 다 at the end, then this is a verb stem. Then if you see this, 공부하, it ended with vowel, right? 공부하, a sound. So you use this. 공부할 시간이 없어요. It means I don't have time to study. Or, how about this? 먹다 means to eat. 냠냠냠. And then remove 다 at the end. Always remove 다. Then this is a verb stem. 먹. It ended with consonant, right? 먹. So 먹을 시간이 없어 means I don't have time to eat. So anyway, this is a phrase that I want to teach you because it's really useful. I know you're so busy. Or if you change 없어요 to 있어요, that means I have time to do something. 먹을 시간이 있어요. I have time to eat. So this is a good grammar to memorize, so I just quickly want to introduce. So yes, a lot of people always say I don't have time to study, or it's very difficult to be consistent if I study Korean alone, or I cannot study Korean regularly. So well, what do you think is the solution? What do you think? Well, we think about it, and the solution is make time Yes, you have to make a time, you have to make a routine, you have to make your own schedule, which means you have to say no to some things. For example, if your friends is texting you on Facebook like, hey, let's hang out, but if it's your Korean learning time, unfortunately you have to say no. I know this is very difficult. So what I usually do is, well, if you study 1 hour every day, that would be great, but it's hard to be consistent sometimes. So I make my learning time really short. So for example, like 7 minutes a day. 7 minutes is really nothing. I mean, you can wait, right? You can just wait for 7 minutes and then do something else later. So start from 7 minutes. Why 7 minutes? Because 5 minutes is short, but you can do 2 more minutes, right? But sometimes 10 minutes is too long. But yeah, when I see my students, 7 minutes is actually can be very consistent. I mean, you can do it consistently because it's short enough. So try it. So if you do 7 minutes, that's great. If you want to keep studying and you want to do longer, like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, even 1 hour for the day, that's fine. But the minimum time is always 7 minutes. Try it. It's really easy. So start with easy ones. Otherwise, you will have excuse. Oh, today is my friend's birthday, so maybe I'll study more tomorrow. But then you are losing your routine. Wow, so Enrico said, I study for 2 hours sometimes. That's great. You are such a hardworking student. That's awesome. And Cody, it's not as easy to learn Korean with entertainment, but hands-on interactions is more effective. I might say, yeah, I'm gonna mention that later too, but learning Korean with entertainment like movie or drama is great, but they might not increase your Korean skills so much. I mean, as much as you expect. Okay, so that was our first thing. So I know you are all busy, but please make time. You have to say no. You have to be strong to say no if you want to be fluent in Korean. And second problem, if you study Korean alone, is I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. And if I'm alone, I don't know. So what do you need? What do you think you need? What do you think you need? Well, we've thought about it. I've thought about it with our team, and then the important thing is a goal. Yes, important thing is a goal. So what's your goal? Like, is your goal something like, I want to be fluent in Korean, I want to master Korean? Well, then it will be very difficult to achieve it, because when do you know if you master Korean? You want to speak Korean like me, or you want to speak Korean like someone? Because it cannot be measured, right? So when you set a goal, please make sure it has to be very specific and measurable, and it has to be small. Don't say like, I'm gonna learn 1,000 words a day or 100 words a day. That is very difficult to achieve. But make it small, like I will learn 10 Korean words a day, or even 5 words a day, or I'll take 1 Korean class 101 lesson a day, because our lesson takes only 5 to 10 minutes. So you can spend that much of time, right? So make your goal small, specific, and measurable. So some useful Korean words for you. Goal is 목표. So what is your goal? Can you share that in the comment? What is your goal? What is your Korean learning goal? Not a goal about something else, but Korean learning goal. What is your goal? So, what is your goal in Korean is 목표가 뭐예요? 목표가 뭐예요? So what is your Korean learning goal? And 목표가 뭐예요? This is quite polite. So you can use it to someone who is a stranger to you or someone who is older than you. But if you want to say this sentence to your friends casually, then you can just say 목표가 뭐야? 목표가 뭐야? 목표가 뭐야? And I started seeing some comments. And Wesley, my goal for May to increase my vocabulary to 200 words. I'm at 155 right now. So you have just 45 left. 화이팅! I'll cheer for you. 응원할게요. 힘내세요. And another great goal is and edits. I want to be able to have a 3-minute conversation and master at least 150 vocal words by July. That is very specific, so you can measure it, right? And then also, it's not super duper big, so I'm sure you can achieve it. So please keep learning Korean. And another good goal from Melody. I had this goal every day, which memorize 50 Korean words a day. That's a lot. And I have a question for you. Can you remember all the 50 words every day? I mean, today 50 words, tomorrow then it become 100, 150. I think you are really smart. For me, it's really big, so I try to make it really small, like 5 words or 10 words a day. I think you're really smart. So these are really good goals. So one of my tips is to add numbers like 150 words or 3 minutes conversation, so it's measurable. So try to use the numbers when you set a goal. These are the great goals to achieve. I'm sure you can do it. And next, if you study alone, I often get this complaint. If I study alone, it's boring. It's boring, right? So what do you think is the solution? Well, you can make Korean learning fun, right? So for example, I think you guys really like me to write your name like this, right? In Korean. It's fun, right? If you learn Hangul is the Korean alphabet, you can write your friend's name in Korean. That would be also fun. Your friends will ask you, how can I write my name in Korean? You can help them write in Korean. So for example, I can write you guys' name that I missed before, Kpop girl. Oh, my goal is to take the topic 2 next year. 파이팅! 힘내세요. 공부 열심히 하세요. 응원할게요. K-pop, I can write it here. K-pop girl and 에리코 바네스? Is it correct? 에리코 바네스? 에리코 바네스 and Dear Army, Dear Army, 후아한. It's not 주아한, right? It's 후아한, I hope. 후아한 and 히마히마. Oh, nice. Danger D-shirt. 저는 와커입니다. 와커입니다. 와커. 와커. And 위데드. 위데드. And 맨나. 맨나. Like this. If you learn the Hangul, you can just write name. And 샤조에 98. I think I wrote your name. And Gelly Marshall. Kelly. I'll just write your first name. Kelly. And then wait. Kaorn Sokin. Is it correct? 제 이름은 이라고 합니다. 맞습니까? Yes, that is correct. So if you want to say my name is then you can say 제 이름은 입니다. So just say your name and say 입니다. And then Kpop girl, oh, your Korean name is Anmie. That's nice. And then Ryan, 아메드 이주함. Yes, 아마드 이주함. Yes, that's correct. And Essie the great Essie. Yes, Essie. And Tiffany. We don't have F sound, so we don't say Tiffany. We say Tiffany, P sound. Tiffany. And then San Yadana. Oh, that was your full name, San Yadana. Okay, so like this. So make Korean learning fun by actually using Korean in real life. Like write your friend's name in Korean. And if you're not familiar with Korean alphabet, we have the Korean alphabet worksheet on our website. So please check it out. You can find it on our website. This is free. Or I know lots of you are K-pop fans, right? So we also prepared K-pop ebooks too. Like this about BTS. For example, some facts about BTS like their birthday, their hobby, and then blood type, and what else? Their height, weight, or what happened 3 years ago to them. Like we try to make Korean learning really fun. Like this, look at this. Like EXO, of course we have EXO or Girls' Generation. So you can learn about K-pop idols. And then even you can learn the Korean vocab with this free cheat sheets. And we also have one-on-one. So you can find this at koreanclass101.com/Kpop. So koreanclass101.com/Kpop. This is another fun way to learn Korean, right? Hopefully. And also we have a lot of fun free cheat sheets like this. A lot. I think it can even be a book. Like so for example, like family, about how to talk about family. Or this is a cheat sheet for traveling to Korea. Like some money, Korean food here, some business Korean, or talking about food in Korean, or some phrases you can use in emergency situation. We have really a lot of cheat sheet on koreanclass101.com/learn-with-pdf. So check out our website. I hope our website makes Korean learning fun to you. So not only that, actually, as someone mentioned in the comment, movie and drama can be a good source to learn Korean too. But please know that if you just watch it, then your Korean won't be improved. So you have to write it down, the vocabulary, check the dictionary, listen to the pronunciation. Well, if you don't have any Korean dictionary, we also have Korean dictionary on our website, so you can always hear the native pronunciation. So check out our dictionary. So try to make Korean learning fun. I mean, learning Korean with a book is awesome, but some people feel, oh, learning with a book is boring. I need something more interesting. Then I recommend our website, or you can also find lots of materials on the internet, right? So make it fun. And ta-da! Another thing. It's almost time. I want to mention that this is some problem that my Korean students always complain. I learned Korean, but I forgot. I forgot what I learned easily. Well, it's based on my experience. The solution is just practice, unfortunately. That's the only way. Have you watched my Korean live video that was filmed 2 years ago, 2017? My English is actually worse than this. I mean, I'm still learning English. I'm a foreigner. I'm a native Korean speaker. I learned English. But 2 years ago, my English is worse than this. But then, I have to speak English for 30 minutes during the live streaming every Thursday. So even my students said, wow, your English has improved a lot. So yes, it's my suggestion. So if you really want to improve your Korean speaking skills, you have to speak. You don't have to always communicate. I mean, I don't really talk to you directly, right? I speak 30 minutes alone mostly. So maybe you can set like 30 minutes or even like 1 minute a day is fine. You can make your own YouTube channel, or you can upload the 1 minute Korean speaking video on your Instagram every day. Just be consistent. If you do it 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, 2 years, I'm 100% sure your Korean speaking will improve a lot. Just like me. That's how I learned English. That's how I'm learning English. So check out my old videos if you want to see how poor my English was. Still, I'm trying to improve. And also another way is you put a Korean words on some stuff, like for example, if it's bed, then you put 침대, the Korean word. 침대, it means bed. Or desk is 책상. So on post-it, write this word and then put this 책상 on your desk. Then you always see this word and you can memorize more easily. Like what else? Like table, chair. You can put a lot of stickers on your stuff or furnitures or your stuff, pen, note in Korean. Then you will memorize those words pretty easily. So try to practice Korean in real life. It doesn't always have to be with other people or native Korean people or teachers. You can study Korean yourself too. That's how I'm doing now. Okay, and then fifth way, the most important one. Join our weekly Korean live class every Thursday. Yay! Sounds so exciting, right? Yeah. So this is next week's topic, frequency adverbs in Korean. It will be May 30th, Thursday, 1 p.m. as usual. So what is frequency adverb? Like rarely, sometimes, often. So I will talk about that in Korean. So please join this class again. Please, please, please. And I hope today's learning tips were useful. So please check out this video again if you want to review, because I taught you some Korean phrases and Korean words. So check it out. So I hope this was useful. So the lastly, Wesley, thank you. Another great job, much appreciated. Thank you so much, my Instagram friends. And then this. Sorry, I couldn't write everyone's name on the board today like this. I know this is my student name, like Waka, Wided, Kelly, Eriko, Chris, Khadija, and then Ria, and Haley, Sam. I want to write everyone's name here, but I couldn't because I literally had no time. You guys are so active. But instead, ta-da! If you just click the link in the description, you can get your own Korean name. Or if you're not able to click, just go to koreanclass101.com/Korean-name to get your own Korean name. So I hope you get your own Korean name and let me know what your Korean name is next week. So thank you, 오스토자 and 리아, 삼이돼지, 노란이나, and 파울, 로에나, and lovin 마세다, and link to Korean Class 101 Dictionary. I think koreanclass101.com/Korean-dictionary. And Meg Michelle, Santien, thank you so much for your comment and see you next week. Bye bye.